Okay, so welcome to another deep dive. This time we're tackling something a little different.
Definitely a bit of a change of pace.
Yeah, you sent us in this folk tale called Dueng,
That's right, from a book known in English as Strange Tales from a Chinese Studio, or Liao Zai Zi, if you want to get fancy with it.
which we are all about here.
Always.
So basically, think of this as us taking that story and like dissecting it,
Yeah.
really pulling it apart and seeing what makes it tick.
Yeah, peeling back the layers and finding the good stuff, the bits that make you go, huh, I never thought of it like that.
Right, exactly. So, like, are there any like timeless truths hidden in this story of Dueng? Is it just a fun little tale or is there more to it?
Well, let's find out, shall we?
Let's do it. So first, a little setup for those who haven't heard this story. Our main guy, Dueng, is this older fellow living in Yushui City over in Shandong province. And he decides, hey, it's a beautiful day. Why not head over to the temple fair? Like you do.
A classic way to spend an afternoon.
Totally. And all that walking around, looking at the sights, well, it tires a guy out. So he finds a nice little spot, lies down, and boom, he's out like a light.
Napping at a temple fair, it's practically a ritual.
Right. And that's where things start to get a little weird. He starts dreaming.
And not just any dream. This isn't some peaceful meadow with fluffy bunnies. This is intense from the get-go.
Okay, so paint us a picture. What's happening in this dream?
So Dueng's just snoozing away, right?
Yeah.
And suddenly, bam, this bailiff appears out of nowhere with official documents in hand. Talk about jarring.
I mean, just imagine 1 minute you're enjoying a nice nap, the next you're being arrested in your own dream.
Exactly. It's completely disorienting. He's bound with rope, no less,
Hmm.
and whisked away to this yamen, a government office that's totally foreign to him.
Ooh, a yamen. Now, those places didn't have the best reputation, right?
Not really. I mean, they were associated with authority, sure, but also potential corruption. A system that could easily chew you up and spit you out.
So right away, even in his dream, Du Wang's in a situation that feels really out of his control.
Absolutely. And just to add to the whole unsettling vibe, this yamen is described as being really strange, almost otherworldly.
Okay, so not only is he arrested in his dream, but he's also in a super creepy government building. This dream is taking a turn for the worse.
You could say that,
Ah,
but then just when things seem their bleakest, a familiar face shows up.
thank goodness someone to vouch for him.
Well, sort of. It's Zhang Peng, a friend of Dueng's from Qingzhou. And their little exchange when they meet is super interesting.
What did they say?
So Zhang Peng is like, Dueng, what in the world are you doing here? Clearly, he's surprised to see him in this bizarre situation.
Mm-hmm.
And Dueng, well, he's just completely bewildered. He has absolutely no clue why he's been hauled off to this strange yamen.
I can only imagine. Poor guy.
Right. But here's the thing. Zhang Peng doesn't just brush it off. He immediately senses that something's off about this whole scenario.
Okay, so he's not buying the whole wrong place, wrong time excuse.
Not one bit. He promises Dueng that he'll look into it, try to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
But then he gives him some crucial advice.
Hit me with the wisdom.
He tells Dueng to stay put no matter what. Don't wander off. Don't talk to anyone. Just wait right there. He even emphasizes how dangerous this place is, how things aren't what they seem.
So basically he's like, dude, this is a nightmare. Stay close until I sort things out.
Exactly. And it seems like solid advice, right? Your friend's going to figure things out best to just lay low in the meantime.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'd be clinging to my friend in that situation.
But you know how it is. Sometimes the best advice is the hardest to follow.
Oh. What does Dueng do?
Well, not long after Zhang Peng heads off, presumably to do some investigating, the bailiff comes back.
Mm-hmm.
And here's where we get a real plot twist. He's all apologetic, saying it was a huge mistake, they got the wrong guy.
Seriously, just a big oopsie-daisy from the Dream Police.
Pretty much.
Right.
He tells Dueng he's free to go, can just head home like nothing ever happened.
Okay, but hold on. Wouldn't you be a little suspicious at this point? Like maybe a little too convenient?
You'd think so,
Yeah.
right? But remember, Dueng's in this heightened dream state. He's just been through this crazy arrest, his friend's off investigating, and now suddenly he's told it was all just a mix-up and he can leave.
I bet the only thing on his mind is getting out of that creepy yamen.
Exactly. He's so relieved, so eager to escape this whole ordeal, that the thought of waiting for Zhang Peng to come back, the friend who's actually trying to help him, it just doesn't even occur to him.
Oh no, this isn't gonna end well, is it?
Not so much. As soon as he steps out of the yamen, bam, he runs into this group of women. And I'm not talking about your average everyday ladies. The story really emphasizes how beautiful they are, how charming and flirtatious they are.
Like captivatingly beautiful.
Exactly. And Dueng, well, let's just say he's instantly smitten.
Oh boy, I think we all know where this is going.
He's completely entranced by these women. I mean, utterly captivated. He decides, poof, vanished. It's like his better judgment got completely overridden by, immediate attraction.
It's kind of like when you know you should be doing something sensible, but then something shiny and distracting pops up.
You said it. And what's interesting is that this whole thing is super relatable, right?
Yeah.
How often do we ignore good advice when we're faced with something tempting? Even when that little voice inside is like, are you sure about this?
Oh, all the time. It's human nature, I guess.
Very much. So anyway, these women, they lead Du Wang away from the main road onto this smaller, less traveled path.
Okay, that sounds like a red flag right there. Like veering off the beaten path, not usually a good sign.
You'd think. But Du Wang, he's so caught up in the moment, he's either oblivious or just doesn't care. He's following these women wherever they go.
I can practically hear the ominous music starting.
And just as they're heading deeper into this unknown territory, something happens. Du Wang hears a voice calling out to him.
Wait a minute. Could it be?
Yep. It's Zhang Peng. His voice cuts through the dream, calling out, Dudek, where are you going?
Oh man, talk about a close call. It's like the universe is giving him one last chance to turn back.
It really is. Like a lifeline being thrown to him. But guess what Du Wang does?
He ignores it, doesn't he?
He does, completely. He's so focused on these women that his friend's voice just fades into the background.
It's almost like he can't even hear it over the allure of these women.
And that's the key point, right? This isn't just about being distracted. It's about how powerful temptation can be, how it can make us blind and deaf to even the most important things.
Yeah, he's chosen his path and there's no going back now.
And the path leads them straight to a doorway with a sign that says, Wang Family Wine Shop.
Ooh, a wine shop. Well, that sounds promising. Maybe a chance to relax and enjoy some company.
You'd think so, right? A nice cozy tavern.
Huh.
But remember, this is a dream, and things are rarely what they seem.
Oh, I have a bad feeling about this. What happens when Du Wang steps inside?
Well, let's just say his dream reality gets a serious downgrade. Instead of a welcoming wine shop, he finds himself in, you guessed it, a pigsty.
What? A pigsty? Are you kidding?
Nope. Surrounded by squealing piglets covered in mud and, the rest. The beautiful women, they're gone, vanished without a trace.
Wait, so he's gone from a pleasant stroll with beautiful women to being stuck in a literal pigsty. Talk about a bait and switch.
It's brutal. And not just in a you that's gross kind of way.
Mhm.
You see, in Chinese culture, pigs can symbolize things like gluttony and a lack of self-awareness.
Oh, interesting. So it's not just a random gross out moment, it's actually symbolic.
Exactly. It makes you wonder if this transformation is also a commentary on Du Wang's own desires. How they've blinded him and led him astray.
So it's not just about external deception, but also about the internal stuff that makes us vulnerable to it.
Precisely. And the humiliation factor can't be ignored either. I mean, this guy was just napping at a temple fair, and now he's reduced to a pig wallowing in filth. It's a pretty stark contrast.
Yeah, that's got to be a blow to the ego, even in a dream.
For sure. But here's the thing. Even in this state of utter degradation, a part of Du Wang's mind is still working.
Like, he hasn't completely lost himself.
Right? Amidst the piglet's squeals and the stench, he hears a voice. It's faint at first, but unmistakable. It's Zhang Peng calling his name again.
Oh no, poor Zhang Peng. He's still trying to help.
He is. And for Du Wang, it's like a light bulb going off. He finally realizes he's been completely duped, that the women were just a trick to lead him to this awful place.
He must be feeling so many things at once: betrayed, humiliated, scared.
Yeah, it's a horrible realization. And what makes it even worse is that he's trapped. He can't explain himself. He can't call out for help. All he can do is grunt and squeal like any other pig.
So even though a part of him knows what's going on, he's powerless to do anything about it?
Exactly. It's like being stuck in a nightmare where you can't scream.
This is getting too intense. So what does he do?
Driven by pure instinct and desperation,
Okay.
he tries to break out of the pigsty. He starts banging his head against the wall, trying to smash his way through.
Oh, no, that's awful. But also kind of relatable, right? Like when you're in a bad situation and just want to force your way out.
I get it. And the saddest part is that no one understands what he's trying to do. This woman nearby, she just sees this pig acting crazy and scolds him, calls him a crazy piglet.
That's heartbreaking. He's literally trying to communicate that he's not really a pig, but no one believes him?
It really highlights how completely he's been dehumanized, how his actions are misinterpreted because of his outward appearance.
This is such a messed up dream, so tell me it gets better.
Well, in a way, it does. As suddenly as he was transformed, he's human again. It's like a switch flips, and he's back to himself. He scrambles out of the pigsty back into the world.
I bet he never wants to see another pigsty again.
Probably not. And who's waiting for him right outside but Zhang Peng? Good old reliable Zhang
Oh,
Peng.
thank goodness. Someone who actually knows what's going on.
And Zhang Peng, he's worried, but he's also kind of annoyed. He gives Duwang a good scolding, reminds him that he warned him not to wander off, that he almost got himself killed even in a dream.
Right, because even in a dream, consequences can feel real.
Absolutely. And Zhang Peng's scolding isn't just about being right, it's about genuine concern. He cares about his friend and doesn't want him to get hurt.
He's a true friend. So what happens next? Do they go get a drink to calm their nerves?
Not quite, Dale. Zhang Peng takes Duwang by the hand and leads him all the way back to Yushui City, still within the dream. And then, bam, Duwang wakes up.
Back in the real world, safe and sound.
You'd think that would be the end of it, right? A weird dream, a close call, and now back to reality.
Hmm.
But the story doesn't end there.
There's more.
Oh yeah, Duwang wakes up, but he's shaken. He can't just brush off the experience. The whole thing was so vivid, so disturbing, especially that whole pig transformation.
I can imagine. It's like those nightmares that stick with you even after you're awake.
Exactly. And this the unease, it drives him to do something interesting. He decides to go visit the Wang family wine shop in real life.
Wait, he actually goes to the place from his dream.
He does. He has to see for himself if there's any connection. If his dream was just a random thing or if there's something more to it.
Oh, this is getting creepy. So what does he find?
Well, when he asks around, he learns that the Wang family did recently lose a pig.
Okay, not that unusual, I guess. But there's got to be more to it.
There is. The pig was found dead after repeatedly smashing its head against the wall.
Oh, wow. That's way too much of a coincidence. It's like his dream bleeding into reality.
Exactly. And that's the point the story leaves us with, this unsettling ambiguity. Was it all just a dream, or was there something more going on, some kind of premonition or a glimpse into another reality?
It's a kind of ending that makes you question everything.
It really does.
Yeah.
It forces us to think about the nature of reality and how much we truly understand about the world around us.
Okay, so let's recap for a second. We've got Du Wang taking a nap at a temple fair. He gets arrested in his dream, meets his friend who warns him about danger, but then he gets distracted by some beautiful women, ignores his friend's warnings, ends up in a pigsty, turns into a pig, freaks out, tries to escape, and then wakes up only to find out that a pig actually died in a way that mirrors his dream.
That's the gist of it. And it's wild, right?
Totally. So what are we supposed to take away from all of this?
Well, there are a few different layers to unpack, I think. One of the most obvious is the whole idea of deception.
Right, the beautiful women leading him astray.
Exactly. They're a classic symbol of temptation. How easily we can be lured in by something that seems appealing on the surface but is actually dangerous.
Like a honey trap situation.
Pretty much. And it highlights how important it is to be discerning, to not just blindly follow what looks or feels good.
So basically, think before you act, especially when beautiful strangers are involved.
Good advice, I think.
Uh,
But there's also the theme of listening to good advice.
right. Zhang Peng trying to steer him in the right direction.
Yeah, he's the voice of reason. And Duang completely ignores him. He's so focused on instant gratification that he throws caution to the wind.
And it almost costs him dearly.
Even in a dream.
Ah.
And that's something we can all relate to, right? How many times have we ignored that little voice in our heads that's telling us to be careful or to think twice?
Oh, too many to count. Like we have to learn the hard way sometimes.
Maybe. But then there's that final piece of the puzzle, the whole dream-reality connection.
The pig dying the same way Du Wang was trying to escape.
It makes you wonder, right? Is there something more to dreams than we realize? Are they just random thoughts, or can they sometimes tap into something deeper?
Ooh, that's getting into some spooky territory.
It is, and the story doesn't give us any easy answers. It leaves us with that question lingering in our minds.
It's like it's saying, hey, the world is a strange and mysterious place, and sometimes things happen that we just can't explain.
Exactly. And I think that's part of what makes this story so compelling. It doesn't tie everything up in a neat little bow. It leaves us with a sense of wonder and maybe a little bit of unease.
So what are those final lines of the story again?
They're pretty powerful. It basically translates to, it is said to be a dream, and it is a dream. Even after turning into a pig, one does not wake up. How can one not know that this world is full of dangers and treachery? May all Du Wangs meet a Zhang Peng.
Wow, that's heavy stuff.
It is, and I think it really gets to the heart of the story's message. Even if Du Wang's experience was just a dream, it serves as a warning about how easily we can be deceived, how important it is to have people we trust to guide us.
Like having your own personal Zong Peng to keep you from making bad decisions.
Exactly. Someone who's got your back and will tell you when you're about to wander into a metaphorical pigsty.
So for everyone listening out there, maybe take a moment to think about this. Have you ever been in a situation where things weren't what they seemed? Where you were tempted by something that turned out to be a bad idea?
Or maybe think about the people in your life who are like Peng, the ones who give you good advice and have your best interests at heart.
Because let's be honest, we all need a little guidance sometimes. And who knows, maybe our dreams can even help us along the way.
Yeah. Maybe.